discover the current state of the EV market, as a significant shift is occurring. At this moment, the EV market is experiencing a downturn, and a substantial automotive crash is unfolding. It is imperative that potential buyers exercise caution and refrain from purchasing an EV at this time, as the middle class is grappling with an unexpected reality that reveals EVs to be a potential scam. Political leaders are pushing for the adoption of overpriced EVs while concealing a dark truth, which I will uncover in this video. If you believe that EVs represented the future, let me pose a question: why are dealers distancing themselves from EVs? Additionally, why are over 4,000 unsold EVs accumulating in so-called EV graveyards? The situation becomes more perplexing as even with significant financial investments by Joe Biden into EVs, consumer adoption remains sluggish. The EV dream, once perceived as the future, has now transformed into a nightmare. In this video, I will elucidate precisely why this shift occurred and where the trajectory veered off course. For those contemplating an EV purchase at a reasonable price, this video is poised to potentially save you thousands of dollars. Here's a comprehensive overview of the current situation. Major automotive players such as Ford, GM, Tesla, Jeep, and other legacy brands have abruptly halted EV production. Despite Biden's earnest efforts to promote EVs, public sentiment is shifting as individuals are beginning to see through the deceptive narratives surrounding EVs. Contrary to the purported environmental benefits, EVs may not be as green as they are presented. Before delving into the reasons behind this revelation, it is crucial to understand the impact of the market crash on consumers. The EV market has witnessed a significant downturn, resulting in the financial woes of multiple companies. For instance, Ford is now forced to sell EVs at a loss of $36,000 per car. Tesla, considered a benchmark in the EV market, has resorted to slashing prices multiple times in a single quarter. Thousands of unsold EVs are occupying dealer lots, and the average price of used EVs has plummeted by 33.7% since October 2022. This translates to an average price reduction of $17,860.22, with used EVs now selling for $34,999 in October 2023, down from $52,821 a year ago. Even Tesla, recognized for its prominence in the EV market, has experienced substantial price drops. The Model X saw a decrease of $2,775, while the Model S and Model 3 witnessed reductions of $185 and $14,716, respectively. Existing EV owners are not spared from the fallout, facing three major hidden cost hurdles that were not adequately disclosed. To safeguard yourself from potential financial setbacks, it is crucial to comprehend the extent of the market downturn. According to the latest sales report, there has been a 30% decline in used EV sales this year. New EVs are taking twice as long to sell compared to non-electric cars. Consumers are hesitant to embrace EVs due to three primary reasons: high entry prices, limited range, and inadequate charging infrastructure. In light of these challenges, traditional combustion cars are regaining favor among consumers. Affordable, straightforward, and effective, traditional combustion cars are gaining favor as the entire spectrum of EV manufacturers grapples with a widespread downturn. Sales are plummeting across all EV makers, creating a domino effect of doom. Used EVs, in particular, are facing a challenging market, practically becoming unsellable with values plummeting by 30% year over year. An illustration of the severity of the situation can be found in the Tesla app, where a check on the depreciation of a 2020 Tesla reveals a staggering 50% drop in value within just 3 years. This substantial depreciation occurs even before factoring in the inevitable decline in the EV battery's performance over time. Adding to the financial burden, high interest rates and excessive dealer markups are exacerbating affordability issues for potential EV buyers. Even industry giant Elon Musk, the driving force behind Tesla, has had to adjust plans for a new factory due to the prevailing market challenges. The drop in raw material prices for EV batteries, typically seen as a positive development, is now signaling trouble by indicating a slowdown in demand and causing market jitters. This sentiment is echoed by Ford, which is scaling back production shifts at its F-150 Lightning plant, and Japanese company Nidex, whose shares took a hit amid the uncertainty. For consumers contemplating an EV purchase, the advice is to exercise caution and hold off. The market is currently in free fall, and projections indicate increasing chaos. Even in China, a leading market for EVs, a startling revelation emerges: a so-called EV graveyard housing over 10,000 discarded EVs, highlighting the failure of the government's attempts to conceal the downturn. Both the Chinese and German governments ventured into the EV market with ambitious dreams, only to face the harsh reality of limited consumer interest at any price. While American customers, traditionally more inclined toward gas-powered vehicles, have been slower to embrace EVs, Ford and GM have invested over $3 billion in the F-150 Lightning and Silverado EV. However, the lack of demand for their EV counterparts raises significant concerns. As the market crashes, the fate of abandoned EVs raises environmental impact questions, adding another layer to the multifaceted challenges facing the EV industry. The consequences of abandoning these vehicles are substantial, given that each EV's battery contains valuable materials such as nickel, lithium, and cobalt, resources critical for the sustainability of the EV industry. Furthermore, the rapid disposal of these vehicles undermines their purported environmental benefits, which typically manifest over several years of use. While a potential solution could be for companies to cease EV production if they aren't selling and return to combustion and hybrids, a larger player in the field holds sway over this decision. Attempting to resist this influential force proves futile, leaving the middle class struggling to cope with the Biden administration's unequivocal stance on EVs: make EVs or face obsolescence. The administration remains indifferent to the challenges posed by high EV prices, pushing individuals into the trap of easily available but burdensome monthly payments. A significant demonstration of dissatisfaction came from over 3,000 auto dealers across the nation, representing all 50 states and major car brands. They collectively penned an open letter to President Biden, expressing concerns over the administration's unwavering commitment to electric vehicles. The dealers' argument is straightforward and alarming: electric vehicles are not selling as expected, leading dealerships to contend with an excess of unsold EVs despite various incentives and price cuts. The dealers' plea is clear: slow down the transition and refrain from forcing the common man into buying EVs. An additional financial burden on EV owners comes in the form of a $6,000 insurance policy, a requirement that might catch many off guard. Delving into the costs associated with keeping an EV unveils a stark contrast to the initial promises of a cleaner, greener, and more cost-effective motoring future. While EVs were initially hailed for their environmental benefits and potential cost savings, the reality of maintenance and insurance paints a different picture. Repair costs for EVs can be surprisingly high, especially in the case of seemingly minor collisions that damage the EV's battery. A small dent or scratch on the battery casing can result in repair bills escalating exponentially, challenging the perception of EVs as a more affordable and practical option. However, insurance companies adopt a contrary stance, often insisting on complete battery replacements even for minor damages. This stringent approach, coupled with car manufacturers' conservative stance on battery integrity, can turn a manageable $1,000 repair job into a staggering $155,000 burden. Insurance costs for EVs emerge as another concealed challenge for owners, with premiums skyrocketing in some instances, tripling in certain cases. Tesla owners, for example, have witnessed their insurance premiums surging from manageable amounts to jaw-dropping figures, reaching as high as $6,000 per year. This spike is attributed to the higher costs of repairing EVs and the perceived risks associated with their batteries. Amidst this chaos, President Biden has issued a new and seemingly radical anti-EV mandate. The directive mandates federal government employees to exclusively use EVs for official travel, imposing consequences for non-compliance. Biden, who made ambitious claims about emission reduction during his campaign, is now leveraging his authority to prioritize EVs, trains, and public transportation for all official government business. The White House is aggressively advocating for stringent tailpipe emissions rules, aiming to make a significant portion of new vehicle purchases electric by 2032. However, critics argue that these moves may escalate costs for consumers, and there are concerns about the supply of EVs and the required infrastructure, including charging stations and energy grids. Adding complexity to the situation is the geopolitical angle, as a substantial portion of critical materials for EV batteries comes from overseas, particularly China. Shifting to EVs entails navigating international politics and trade dynamics. The US government is forcefully pushing the nation towards electric vehicles, not just nudging but shoving. This ambitious and bold approach raises questions about how it will unfold. Politicians appear to be steering the direction, while companies may be disregarding customer demands, and this strategy might backfire, leading to consequences more severe than anticipated. The looming question remains: will political leaders control the EV market, and will EVs become affordable in the near future? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Additionally, I've recently uploaded a video covering groundbreaking news that could impact the entire EV industry. Check it out to be informed about the surprising developments in store for EVs.